How many Bluebonnet locomotives are still being used on BNSF's active locomotive roster? In today's video, we're going to take a look at every Bluebonnet locomotive still being used on BNSF's active locomotive roster. We're going to start this video off by taking a look at BNSF's Bluebonnet GP60s, starting with BNSF 160 and BNSF 163, both built in May of 1988. Next, we have BNSF 169, 170, and 177, all built in June of 1988. BNSF 188 was built in July of 1989. Then we have four more Bluebonnet GP60 starting with BNSF 191, 194, 195, and 196, all built in August of 1989. BNSF 196 is the newest Bluebonnet locomotive that is still active on the BNSF roster. Since 1989, there has not been another Bluebonnet locomotive painted, as they announced in 1989 that all new locomotives would be returning back to the war bonnet paint scheme for what they called the Super Fleet. We had a total of 10 Bluebonnet GP60s. Now we're going to look at the SD40s. First off is BNSF 1636. 1638, 1640, and 1648, all built in October of 1979. We also have BNSF 1723, built in October of 1980, 1751, built in November of 1981, 1755, built in December of 81, 1761, built in October of 1978, and BNSF 1773, also built in October of 1978. Total, there are 9 SD40-2s still left on the BNSF's active roster in Bluebonnet paint. Now I find some of these locomotives have that weird overhang on the cab. Now I personally am not familiar with those, so if anybody has any information on what those are, please leave a comment. Always looking to learn what these little things are. So yeah, kind of unique. For me, kind of ruins the look of the traditional SD40 cab. But yeah, throw in the comments what these are. I'm curious. Let me know. Next, we got BNSF's GP39-2s. Starting with BNSF 2788, built in March of 1975. Next, we got BNSF 2839, also built in March of 1975. 2854, built in February of 75. 2863, built in November of 1977. And we got BNSF 2943, built in May of 1979. So, what's interesting here is this BNSF 2854, built in February of 1975. This is the oldest Bluebonnet locomotive on the BNSF's roster that's still in Bluebonnet paint. So, pretty interesting to see. That dates back all the way to 1975, and I don't believe it's received a new Bluebonnet paint job since then. I could be wrong. If I am, drop a comment, and let's move on. Lastly, we have BNSF's GP50s, starting with BNSF 3176, built in February of 1981. BNSF 3185, built in April of 1981. And we have, lastly, BNSF 3189, also built in April of 1981. So there are still 3 GP50 locomotives still wearing the Bluebonnet paint scheme. So in total, there are 27 Bluebonnet locomotives left on the BNSF's active roster. Now, I'm sure you can probably take away 1 or 2 or add 1 or 2 others that maybe I missed. I put in a lot of research to try to really narrow it down and make sure that we're not looking at locomotives that are in storage. We're looking at locomotives that are currently being used now that it's the new year of 2026. So 27 total Bluebonnet locomotives, considering that the Bluebonnet paint scheme was phased out in 1989. I would say that's pretty impressive. So we're looking at what, 36 or so years of no Bluebonnets being painted, and there's still 27 of them left. I also didn't think there was that many SD40-2s left on the active roster, with 9. And same with the GP60s. Most of the videos I see, all the GP60s have been repainted, especially the GP60Ms that sported the war bonnet paint scheme. So pretty neat, and it'll be interesting to see how much longer they last. I definitely plan on making updated videos, let's say on the Blue Bonnet locomotives, probably the new year of 2027. So I worked for the Union Pacific Railroad in Southern California as a conductor for 2 years between 2018 and into the summer of 2020 before I left. And one thing that was cool is I worked out of Yermo. I would take trains between Yermo and West Colton. So we went by the Barstow BNSF yard very often, every day pretty much. And it was always cool for me if there wasn't much going on to go by the locomotive facility. And there was just a wide range of different power, different paint schemes. It seems like to me the BNSF hasn't been in that big of a hurry to repaint everything orange like maybe the UP has been. If you'd like to support us going forward, whether you'd like to see me do this on what Burlington Northern locomotives are left or what Southern Pacific ones are left at the UP, or other documentaries like I've already done on rail yards and rail lines and these things, different locomotives, make sure to like, subscribe, and to go over to our new website. We got some new merchandise I'm really working hard on, just trying to bring some cool stuff to the table for everybody. On this website, you can become a member and get 15% off of all merchandise. Just wanting to bring you guys some more content, some different stuff, and I would love the support. So thanks for watching. Comment what you would like to see next. Comment if I missed any locomotives, or if there's some locomotives on this list that have been retired or are in storage and I didn't catch it. Thanks so much for everything, everybody.